You bear the vicious brunt of this story transition directly in the face. You are getting really tired of this feisty man and his busy fists. Jack, kill John's dad yourself. Here, stick this in your pipe and bleed to death slowly. Hut. You release the prisoner. He is free to go. Jade, play guitar to summon giant lily pads. Ribbit. Dave, installed beta. Tick, 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 tick. Alright, I'm installing this game finally. We're doing this, man? Yeah. Yeah. You could almost say, we're making this. Go on. What is it we're making this? Transpire. Excellent. Let's make shit take place. Excellent. Enter! I have not messed with any volume thingies since, so hopefully things function correctly. Giant lily pad. Spurb. Yeet. Excellent. Ah, yes. Strider! Yep, that seems about right. Jade fell asleep, as one does, during crises. Yeet your kitty into the thing. Tentacity! There are so many of them. Excellent. Did you get all that? I sure didn't. There's a ring around it now. Lovely. Swell. And now we have reached the end of Act 3. Intermission. Nah, the felt, I think. Yes. Your name is Spade Slick. You are the leader of the notoriously vicious gang of mobsters called the Midnight Crew. A rival gang known as the Felt recently knocked over one of your favorite casinos. Your long quest of revenge has finally taken you through the front door of the mansion belonging to their loathsome boss, Lord English. Your subordinates, Club's Deuce, Diamond's Drog, and Heart's Boxcars, have been dispatched to various locations throughout the mansion to begin carrying out your mission. Your objective is to locate and crack English's secret vault and plunder its mysteries. That's the business end of it. The pleasure will be painting this ugly house red with the blood of those miserable green motherfuckers. Inspect timekeeping devices. Stupid gang and their lousy obsession with clocks. The sooner all these idiots stop being alive, the better. You wonder where they are. It's awfully quiet in this mansion, sans all the dreadful ticking. Capture log carriage clock. You obviously have no idea what that means. If it's some smart-ass way of saying to pick it up, forget it. You're already carrying an item. It's your trusty deck of cards. Excuse me. Build fort with clocks. You have an idea that's so much better. Clocks destroyed. 4 out of 1,000. Check for traps under the billiards rug. What is under the rug is much worse than any trap you can imagine. It's a member of a species that you do not recognize with a ghastly furred upper lip. You cover the unsightly individual back up and try to forget it ever existed. Play 52 pickup. You would need a deck of cards to play that infernal game. Fortunately, all you have is your war chest, which you deploy on the floor. Open war chest. Shuffle contents of war chest. You rummage around. It's no usual assortment of belongings, and nothing any mobster worth his salt would be caught plotting and scheming without. Certainly nothing eyebrow-raising. Bunch of blades, some playing cards, a variety of other miscellaneous stuff, and your vendetta itinerary, and your heist map. Scavenge war chest for fancy headwear. If there were any elaborate headdresses in here, you'd eat your haberdasher. Could never remember how to pronounce that name of hat. But of course there's only a plain and serviceable backup hat, which naturally conceals 2 licorice Scotty dogs, which makes you think that maybe you're wearing your backup hat and this is your usual one. Hell if you know. They're the same damn hat. Hide yourself inside your war chest. You cannot hide properly inside the chest because you cannot close it while you are inside. Instead, you momentarily pretend it is a really cool automobile that commands the fear and respect of larcenous adversaries everywhere. Beep, 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 all aboard the idiot wagon. Start up the Crosby top. Is that what this thing is? You've had it for some time and you don't quite remember how you got it. You never knew the identity of this pipe-smoking creature. Perhaps it would be the same species as the character you just saw under the rug. But you know that is impossible, because this one does not feature the same bizarre furred lip. They are probably different species within the same genus. Go to mspainadventures.com. You don't know why you are wasting time on this website. It is for little children who poop hard in their baby-ass diapers. Also, you don't understand what the hell is going on, or who all these characters are. It's a lot of nonsense. Delete the time setting on the Crosby top. Clock's destroyed. 5 out of 1,000. Take the spade key. You take the rules card for blackjack. You have possessed this item for as long as you can remember. You do not yet know its significance, though you can hustle up a mean game of blackjack when you need to. Examine Vendetta in itinerary. These are the mugshots of everyone you are going to kill. You got a head start. You're already off to crowbar, matchsticks, and quarters. Depleting them of some of their muscle. You still gotta watch out for the others and stay wary of despicable time shenanigans. Itchy has given you the slip repeatedly. Doze you've captured and interrogated, just as repeatedly to no avail. Trace has broken your secret hideout more times than you can count, while Finn always seems to be a step ahead of you and scoops your heists. Clover has all the intel and is highly cooperative. You might need him to crack the vault. He'll be guarded. Best to avoid die in the direct confrontations, unless you want a temporal mess on your hands. But if you need any repairs, you can always go to Stitch and persuade him. And you might need to if you can't kill Sawbuck with a clean shot. Eggs and biscuits are morons, but they're dangerous morons. Cans is a tank, and your crew will probably need more ammunition than you pack to take him down. No one knows what Lord English looks like, but that'll be corrected tonight. You've got dibs on English. He's all yours. Oh, you also don't have Snowman on here. Ah, there we go. Wonder where number 8's mugshot went. It's right here. But you aren't gonna kill Snowman. He's out of the question. Examine heist map. On review, your schemes seem a bit convoluted, but you wouldn't have it any other way. Deuce and Drog split up to neutralize as many felt as they can find. Your heavy muscle and expert safecracker boxcars is headed straight down to the vault. Use radio device to check on unscrupulous cohorts. You put the word out on your cronies for a status report, no response yet. You clean up all your junk and prepare to get the show on the road. You slip the spades key back into your deck of cards and then pocket the war chest. Smooth as clockwork, and every bit as logical. Enter the hallway near the main entrance. Funny, you didn't hear any commotion or gunplay, but it looks like there's already been some action in here, or there will be. You can never take tents for granted with these goons. 13 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed, apparently. Looks like Club's Deuce is getting back to you. He says he's got Doze tied up for interrogation. You ask him what else is new. Capturing that guy is like shooting a paralyzed monkey in the face. SS Beehart's boxcar. You are now Club's deuce. Rough him up. He remains tight-lipped, so you'll deal him a senseless shin-rubbing with your crook of felony. Oh, the humanity. You can barely watch. He's probably still using his special ability to slow time down for himself. He can't feel a damn thing and certainly isn't saying anything apart from a very low noise, which could be him saying ow very, very slowly. Punch clocks in the face to establish chronology. Why would you do that? All of these clocks are lovely. You see no reason to harm them. 987 out of 1,000 clocks unharmed. Swap hats with Doze. You begin a feeble campaign of psychological warfare, perhaps compromising his fashion motif as the way to get to him. Nope, looks like he's still in the weird state of stasis and doesn't care. Either that or it's driving him nuts, just very, very slowly. Dump the contents of your war chest on him. War chest? What are you talking about? All you've got is the simple, unassuming deck of cards. One is... Play some solitaire. Don't be stupid. To play solitaire, you need a deck of cards. I don't see a deck of cards, do you? All I see is your battle robe. Throw the hat down and stomp it mercilessly. Oh no, it's Itchy, and it looks like he's all wound up. He unties Doze and quickly swaps everyone's hats around. Doze proceeds to make a fleet-footed getaway. The chase is on. Alright, you're the boss, Heart's boxcar. You ain't. Someone has replaced your plain and serviceable hat with a silly and undersized one, and you are outraged beyond compare. You're sure you know who the culprit was. You can still smell his overly caffeinated blood. 986 out of 1,000 clocks shown mercy. Lift leg and hold it a little ways in the air. Oops. 4 out of 10 green torsos dead. Wear CD's hat on top of your current one. You were already wearing Deuce's hat, you fool. The one on the floor is Drog's hat. This is exactly why you always keep a backup hat on hand. The son of a bitch on the floor here has played his last game of musical hats. Soon these lugs will learn to show you some respect. You made this town what it is, after all. What's nothing but a bunch of dust and rocks before you got here? You deploy your chest and swap this dinky little hat for some more suited to your tastes. Wait a minute. Thank God your precious Scotty dogs are still here. You don't want to know what you do without them. You don't want to even think about it. Dye makes his usual sort of entrance, the unplussed, vaguely bewildered sort. B. Diamond's drug. You got it. Club's deuce it is. You've opened your battle drobe in search of your backup hat. You also need some more rope to retie Doze, who is absolutely tearing through the mansion as we speak. If you don't hurry, he may clear the chair within an hour. But it's a big mess. You mostly see a bunch of bombs and cards. You're not sure what's what. You can never remember which card to pick up. You can't believe how shitty your memory is. Grab the deuce of clubs. You pick up 2 licorice gummy bears. They need to be stored for safekeeping as soon as possible. Finding your backup hat has never been more urgent. Pick up all the cards and throw them at Doze. You pick up a bunch of cards and fling them Dozeward. Didn't accomplish a whole lot other than some of your private reading material on embarrassing public display. Pick up a card, any card. You're too busy to just pick up any old thing and put it on your head. Since you are in a big hurry, you will assume that it is your backup hat. You stand nearby the 2 remaining cards on the floor, an off-suited king and jack. Pick up the card depicting stately blonde-haired fellows. You aren't going to stand around jacking off all day, so you grab the jack of diamonds. Oh, there's your backup hat. Problem solved, you guess. Forget your CD. Believe your heart's box cards. You suddenly remember your diamonds drogue. Whoever took your hat is about to discover he's the unluckiest man on earth. You'd better hope you find him dead. What you're gonna do to him will be much less painful that way. Wear backup hat. You don't have a backup hat. All you've got is this deck of cards. Oh wait, yes you do. It's stashed away in your Brazilium. I like the Brazilium better. Retrieve hat from Brazilium. Excuse me. You were the only member of this band of thugs who was civilized enough to keep more than one backup hat, as well as an extensive array of finely tailored suits. The Brazilium seems like the best storage option for your exceptional wardrobe. If there were any better sorts of compartments to keep your wardrobe in, you'd love to hear it. There's a shitload of guns and cards in here, too. You put on a backup hat. Withdraw licorice fish from backup hat. Phew, your Swedish fish are in there. This is why it's a good idea to always store your candy in your backup hats rather than your usual one. Other members of your gang have learned this the hard way, and they're finally starting to catch on. Suddenly you get cold-cocked in the face from the future. You know the knuckles belong to that belonging to that sucker punch anywhere. Trace always knows where you've been. The spineless rat likes to follow your past trail around and mess with you. Trouble is, whenever he does, he lets you know exactly where he's going to be in the future. This time you'll be ready for him. You radio Deuce for backup. Give him a time and place and exactly what path through the mansion to take. Resume pursuit of wounded felt member. You don't know if the wounded guy went up the stairs or came down, or who wounded him and when. Might have been you for all you know. Follow the trail of blood up the stairs. Can't overthink this time stuff. You go with your gut and head upstairs. CD, follow Diamond Drog's instructions. After giving a quick 410 over the radio, you take another look at your prisoner. He lucked out. Looks like round 2 of your brutal interrogation will have to wait. You can't find any rope, so you tied him up with Stretch Armstrong doll, which you happen to have lying around. You don't remember how you got it. It looks sort of dumb, but it'll have to do. Just locked doors on the battle drobe. The time to hit the road. You beat your hostage into the back of your battle drobe with the bull penis cane. Wait, this is a bull penis cane? You flip the fuck out over the fact that this is apparently a bull penis cane. Meanwhile, running roughly parallel with events. Exceptional. Itchy always cheats, but he's always cheated for the last time. You're gonna jump to a timeline where he's dead. Looks like he got what he deserved, but as usual, you find yourself in a bit of predicament. Make friends with Die. Excuse me. You introduced your cast iron horse hitcher to your new friend. Die scrambles for a pin he's been saving for a special occasion. How many times does he have to tell you he made this town? Hearts boxcar, stop being spade slick. You stop not being Hearts boxcars. You stop not being Hearts boxcars. You have made your way to the vault's secret vault. It is bigger than you were expecting. You doubt you will be able to rely on your usual safe-cracking method, which is prying it from the wall with your bare hands. You'll have to think of something else. Do a silly dance! This is just absolutely the most ridiculous thing you could possibly choose to do right now. I mean, come on. Why don't you take a closer look at that safe? Seriously, stop that! Pry the wall from the safe. That notion is even more ridiculous than the last one. Wait, who are you kidding? No, it isn't. Looks like the combination of the safe is entered via the hands of this clock. And you somehow doubt spinning the hands around manually is going to cut it. Knowing these guys, you've got to alter the flow of time itself to make it work. Which, of course, is bullshit. You think you'll just blow it up instead. Time to get Deuce on the radio. HB, destroy Punchbox. You deploy the Wrath Tub. The Wrath Tub. I also like the Wrath Tub. Retrieve 2 of hearts from backup hat. You retrieve your pair of wax lips. If anyone tried to steal your wax lips, you would eat their eyeballs and deliver an angry lecture to their empty sockets. Peruse Red Cheeks magazine. Just glancing at it gives you palpitations. Literature for avid cardio fictionadosis such as yourself. Those burgeoning red humps. Oh, burgeoning red humps, that mischievous little tail, the snug, welcoming cleft. The saucy imagery is hard to beat, harder than what you beat inside your chest now. Your heart is what you're beating. You beat it to Red Cheeks magazine pretty regularly, you'd say. Anyway, call clubs on the nearest card. You radio Deuce on the 410 card, on the 10-4 cards. Let him know you need powder monkey on the double. You hear ticking, and it's not coming from the big vault clock above. You hope it's not what you think it is. Oh no. Oh god. It's Biscuits. His oven timer is ticking. This is no good. Ugh, there he is. The idiot thinks his special oven transports him to the future by the amount he sets the timer. Well, he's sort of right, but in reality all that's happening is he's hiding in there until the timer's up, then he pops out. You guess he's relatively harmless, as if he's alone. You can take him. What you really have to worry about is if he teams up with... Oh no. That ringing. That god-awful ringing. You can hear it. Eggs. Son of a fuck. You might as well just grab one of your axes and kill yourself now. In the future, you've already followed the path through the mansion that Drog told you to. Trace followed Drog's past trail even further back, but found a much fresher trail crossing his path. Looks like this little guy's talking on the radio. Says something about how he'll be right there once he gives Drog a hand. Trace decides he'll trace this guy for a while, see what he's up to, and then mess with him, of course. In the present, you talk on the radio, say something about how you'll be right there once you give Drog a hand. Take a good look around the new room you're in. Looks like the trail of blood ends here, or originates, whatever. Something went down in the past, or is about to go down in the future, you know, whatever, Matt. You know what? Never mind. 12 out of 10 clocks, 21 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed, apparently. Hang on, there's a tooth on the floor. You know that tooth. You felt its bite before. Finn was here. And judging by the forensics of the scene, the angle it hit the floor, the direction of the blood splatters, and how dry the blood is, you think you know exactly what he's about to pull, or specifically what is about to already have pulled. Finn always knows where you're going. He follows your future trail. Here, he likes to mess with you from the past. Trouble is, he tips you off to where he's been. This time you're ready. Wait for it. Now. Predestined bullet holes are convenient. Gives you something to aim for. Seven out of 21 clocks destroyed. Rematerialized. That doesn't make any sense. You never went anywhere. Dai realizes there's a cost to settling the score with you in this way. The cost is having to live in a desert amidst the ruins of a dead civilization for the rest of your life. He thinks that's stupid, so he pulls your pin. Help the green man live up to his name. SS, take the voodoo doll. You grab his voodoo doll and stick his pin in there for good measure. Might as well keep track of everyone you've offed this way, too. Now that you intend to abuse its power to settle your score, what's the point if you're not gonna get your hands dirty? Still, this might come in handy down the road. Lord English is supposedly indestructible. He's rumored to be killable only through a number of glitches and exploits in space-time. The doll may ultimately help you work the system if it comes to that. Clocks, destroy them. And 29 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed. 5 out of 15 green torsos dead. Follow the blood trail downstairs and finish him off. Problem with that is, he'll just see your future trail following him, and that'll be nothing but a loud invitation for him to mess with you more. Besides, better to leave him alive. You think you know where he'll lead to. Just gotta be a little more subtle about tracing his blood trail. Keep your future trail out of his line of sight. Return to Heart's box cards. Spade Slick cannot return to being Heart's box cards because obviously Diamond's Drogue is too busy being Club's Deuce. You just watched Trace throw a punch into thin air for some reason. Guy's awfully silly. Then sulks off somewhere. You don't realize he's following Drog's past trail through the mansion until it gets to the point where he intersects with your trail, at which point he'll start following you. But we all realize it because it's obvious and couldn't possibly be more clear. Implement nefarious scheme. You follow Drog's simple instructions. So simple even a forgetful nincompoop like you can remember. There's a blood trail on the floor that goes in a different direction than Trace went. You decide to follow it because that sounds like a really good idea to you. If there was something you were supposed to do after helping Drog, you'll be damned if you remember what it was. Trace catches up to where you were, but you're gone already. All he sees is the long, rubbery arm of your past trail stretching through the room. He finds his comrade tied up with the stretchy rubber arms of a small man, but there is nothing gross or unpalatable about that in the least. Excuse me. Doze unslows himself and begins mumbling something feverishly about his hat. Seven out of 15 green torsos dead. 107 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed. Finn makes his way through the mansion to get some help. He wonders where this little guy is going. Deuce's future trail is headed in the same direction he's headed. By sheer coincidence, Finn decides to follow him for a bit, keep an eye on him, for as long as Deuce's path matches his, that is. There's pretty much no chance he's heading the same place, though. That would be statistically improbable. He's got no idea what these other goons are up to here. Funny, their future trails end here. He's not gonna stick around long enough to find out why. He's a bit too woozy from the blood loss to sort this kind of mess out. Follow the red ribbon road. It's uncanny. This little guy is matching Finn's route every step of the way. He must know something. Finn decides he's got to take him out. But he can't get a clear shot, too dizzy, and with all that C4 under Deuce's hat, firing would be a bad idea. My God, he's thought of everything. Clearly dealing with criminal masterminds here. You stop to admire this gorgeous clock. It's so pretty. Too bad it's not ticking like so many of the clocks in this place. Not that you can blame them. There are so many clocks in this mansion, it would obviously be impractical to make sure they all work properly. Oh look, a trail of blood. You think you'll start following it? Waste exactly 4 hours on this tomfoolery. You hate time travel, 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 you hate time travel. You hate time travel. Above, a spectator has appeared at the strike of 4 and has been giggling at your foolishness for a number of minutes. Clover would have been tickled to help you open this vault, at the cost of answering a few of his clever time riddles, needless to say. If only you'd thought to seek his help first, rather than charging like the silly brute you are into this deadly trap of stable and not so stable time loops. Mostly unstable, really. These guys are way too dumb to maintain even elementary looping stability for more than a couple iterations. If you weren't so preoccupied, Clover would tell you that you could use Crowbar's help to pry anything out of a time loop, stable or otherwise. If you weren't so preoccupied, and if you weren't so dead. Hee hee hee. Stitches mutters to himself under his shop. He guesses eggs and biscuits are roughhousing again, because the fabric of space-time is tearing something fierce on Lord English's carry overcoat. This sort of thing is exactly why he keeps a backup coat and always leaves stitches with one of them. Any gang does well to have an in-house doctor on hand, but if you deal in time travel, you better have a goddamn good tailor too. And call Spade Slick for backup. You tell Slick to get his scrawny ass to the vault. It's goddamn bedlam down here. You tell him you asked Deuce for backup, but surprise, surprise, he's nowhere to be found. Big surprise, you tell him. You tell him that it was sarcasm. He says he knows. Slick says he'll be right here, right there. He'll see if he can round up Drog for support. Drog says Deuce is tailing Finn, while he's tailing Deuce. He'll be there to help out Boxcars as soon as he and Deuce take care of business with Stitch. Couldn't be simpler. Oh yeah, he also mentioned he pumped Finn full of lead so you can cross him off the list. You roger all that. Finn busts into Stitch's workshop blubbering something about watching out for the little guy who's about to come in here. He says to watch out because he's got a bomb on his head, which is undoubtedly quite volatile, and even the slightest spark would surely set it off. Stitch sees Finn's obviously in pretty bad shape and checks his effigy. Sure enough, the thing's in tatters, but he should be just fine if he can be patched up before he bleeds to... death. 8 out of 15 green torsos dead. Burst in thrusting bull penis cane. Everybody out of the goddamn way. You've got a hat full of bomb, a fist full of penis, and a head full of empty. This is one of my favorite things to just... This is one of my favorite verbal tics, and has been for a while, or like verbal stimming or whatever the hell you call it. Gonna be honest, I was mostly just continuing past the 30-minute mark to get to this. I knew it was coming up, I just wasn't sure exactly when. Alright, anyway, enjoy the new ridiculous verbal stim, vocal skim. If vocal stim, it's vocal stim. I cannot speak, my head is full of empty. Anyway, toodaloo.